Let me just ask you this.
Yeah.
Let's start here. Why did John Cena turn heel? Why? He worked as a babyface in the whole main event. I mean, obviously the crowd was behind him. It's a smarky crowd. He worked babyface. We didn't get The Rock. There's no
That's true.
reason Travis Scott needs to be a heel because he's a pop star. If John Cena is a babyface and they could have worked the exact same match. I mean, what? He took a shortcut. He won with a belt shot, Jesse. A belt shot. That was the closing. That was the finish. A belt shot. Why? I am stunned by this company is so good at production. I'm absolutely floored that John Cena hit a belt shot. It took forever for the ref to get in the ring, finally get the cover, and that's the pinfall. This is the record-setting title win to pass Ric Flair. Why not give him another AA? I would have thought that John Cena gets him up on his shoulders, Cody gets color, or something. He does something at the camera, hits the AA, pinfall. Like, if you're looking to show this as a replay in the years ahead, what are you showing? This is the record-setting victory, and it was nothing. I mean, it was a fart in church. I mean, yeah, the crowd is happy. It's I agree with you, Ryan Huffman. The right guy won. Absolutely. We said it on the show. John Cena has to win this match. It's just the execution was a total failure. You can't have John Cena turn heel and team up with The Rock and never friggin' see the guy again. You have to have him there to do the angle. We all heard the reports. Dwayne decided at the last second that he wants to get involved in WrestleMania. And then all it was him doing that angle at Elimination Chamber, which was just a handful of weeks after he was at the Raw on Netflix and all buddy with Cody. And then he's this devious guy turning heel with John Cena, and we never see him again. If I paid big bucks to go to this show, I would be so disappointed right now that is how this show ended. I mean, frankly, if that's how the show was going to end, this should have main evented night one. They ended with the wrong match. They should have ended the weekend with that outstanding angle with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and CM Punk. That should have closed the weekend. It was so much better. It's just the problem is the execution. Now, the match itself was terrible. I assumed that they would go a slow pace because Cena's older. He's not working. My assumption as we were doing the watch along on BR was that they're probably going to go like 30 minutes. They got to pace themselves. John's probably not in great ring shape. It never kicked in. It just never got to that next gear. You get John doing the STF, which his whole career, the STF he does has never looked good. But when he locked in that STFU, Jesse, I'm telling you, when I was bottle feeding my children, I held their heads tighter than John Cena with that STFU.
That's true.
There was daylight between Cody's head and his forearms. I mean, it was terrible. I was keeping score here, so I mean, I can read you off the scorecard. We had 4 AAs in this match. We had two Crossroads, 2 Cody cutters, all of that. The STFU, which was almost like 3-1 because he had to keep resetting, and yet the finish is a belt shot. And Travis Scott coming down to ringside, doing a slower entrance than The Undertaker. Took forever to get down there. I mean, man, I can't spin. I can't possibly put a positive spin on this. It was a total failure all around. And we had, I'll tell you this, I'll show you some evidence of this. We had almost 2,000 people on our watch along on BR tonight. And I put up a poll there at the end on what did you think of the main event? And usually on the Bleacher Report app, because we're in the WWE section on there when we're streaming, you get overwhelmingly positive WWE fans. Okay. Let me just put this screenshot of me and Jeremy up on the screen right now. 59% of the live viewers on that show gave the main event a D or an F. 60% out of 2,000 people. I mean, 6% gave it an A, 11 a B.
Heel Uzi give it an A?
Yeah, maybe. 24% a C, almost 60% a D or F. I mean, that is an epic failure when you build this up as a dream match. I mean, I'm sorry, but again, there was no reason John Cena had to go heel the way that this played out. There just wasn't. It's not even a very heelish way to match. Yeah, he threw him into the unprotected turnbuckle twice, and he hit a belt shot. Baby faces do shit like that all the time. I just maintain that there was no reason to turn him. They could have done the same match, babyface John Cena. Crowd would have still been behind him either way. It's WrestleMania. You're getting the smart fans there. Played out exactly the same. And I'm sure Paul Levesque is going to go up there at the media scrum tonight, and he's going to pull this is chapter 1. You guys don't know where we're going. That's bullshit. This is the biggest show of the year. Chapter 1 can't be the main event of WrestleMania 41. You got to give your fans some bigger payoff than that. I don't even know how the most positive WWE fans could defend it. I just don't. Now, the undercard we'll get to was outstanding, great stuff, but this main event, horrendous. All right, you can go ahead now.
Okay, now that you're really putting the spins into perspective and all of this making sense, when there definitely should not have been a heel turn number 1. Yeah, and I was not a fan of Travis Scott coming out there anyway, but valid point on how long it took him to get out there, and Cena with the cheesy grin, and it's just that didn't sit well either. I'll give you that. You hit him with a nut shot and then hit him with the belt. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I kicked him in the nuts. Cena kicked Cody in the nuts. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So call back to Elimination Chamber. That makes sense. Yeah, it definitely shouldn't have ended like that. You probably, after the belt shot, he probably should have hit him with an AA or 2 and called it good. I think there it would have rescued whatever good faith was left. And oh,
Right.
by the way, I'll finish this. Paul Levesque, you just put the championship on a guy who was paler than Sting at Starrcade 1997.
I just think it's so upsetting just from a production standpoint. This company is always top end on production. I can't believe that that's how they, rolled with the Flair was there. They've already published the picture of Cena and Flair backstage, number 17. They put number 17 up on the big Titantron on the stage. That's the finish. John, get him up for an AA something. Do something. That was so weak. I am stunned, Jesse. Absolutely stunned that that's what they came up with. I mean, boy, these last few weeks, the booking of Paul Levesque ain't been great. Ain't been great. I mean, we saw him in the media this week, got very defensive. He's going to be getting lambasted by pretty much everybody, I think, after this one. And look, it's wrestling. Things change week to week. He'll have a chance to right his wrongs. Maybe they rescue the story. This isn't again, it's not the nail in the coffin, but my God, it's the biggest show of the year. You got to go off the air with something better than that.
I'm really trying to rack my brain 1 to 40 if there has been a main event that is worse than this. And like I said, I'm Ms. Cena, but I haven't seen it. So
I mean, the ones that come to
I don't
mind
know.
that people always rag on is like Mania 9, of course. But like
Brett
Brett
Yoko.
got a decent match out of Yoko. I mean, people don't like the finish, obviously. People always go to like Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam at Mania 11. But look, that's a celebrity match.
I didn't
I
mind it.
can't. It was fine for what it was. Hogan and Sid at Mania 8. Look, you got the Warrior returning. Fans were happy. They still look, if they brought out Rock afterwards and they did something with Rock and Cena, they could have rescued it. We were on that stream, Jeremy and I, and we were like waiting and waiting, like, this can't be the end. Something's going to happen. There's 20 minutes left because they went off the air a lot earlier than last night. We're like, something's going to happen here. Rock's going to come out. They're going to set up something. Nothing. He just walks up the stage, up the stage, up the ramp, with the belt on backwards, big smile on his face, the heel, crowd cheering. Again, there was no purpose for this heel turn whatsoever. What we've been building up for the last 2 months, Dwayne Johnson, never to be seen again. What a disappointment. What a disappointment.